start off by talking a little bit about last week's game up at Miles.
Last week was a very good opponent, and we were not playing on offense and clicking and gelling like near what we expect and demand of ourselves. It takes 11 guys on the offensive side of the ball to play together and gel together, and that just wasn't happening on Saturday. Luckily, we made enough plays to win the game. The defense played exceptional. They kept us in the ball game the entire time and gave us a chance to win there in the end. And had some good things on special teams happen too. Got a lot to clean up, but it's good to be 3-0.
Well, it's a little easier to clean up too, like you said on Saturday, to clean up after a win than trying to clean up. Winning's always better.
It sure feels better cleaning it up after a win. There's no doubt.
So, talk a little bit about who played well last week. Particularly on defense, Jared Washington played really well. Felix played well. They all had good numbers. Q.
They did. Another solid game by Quentin Harton in the inside there. Brandon Kill had a good game, made some big-time plays. Felix Woods made some really big plays, some good effort plays on special teams and on defense. Up front continued to play well. Jared Washington, JJ, Mike Williams, all those guys, we're still able to play a lot of guys up there and play, and they're doing really well. I think we lead the nation in rush defense right now, which is a huge goal for us.
Yeah. Lead the nation, only giving up 33 yards a game. I mean, after 3 games, it doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're giving that up, only giving that up, somebody's doing something right.
That's right. That's hard to do, to hold teams to that little, and that's one of our big time goals, is to be able to stop the run, and we're doing that because of the play of those guys up front and the secondary play. I mean, we're getting sacks, and some of them are guys beating blocks and getting back there, and others are they're covered downfield, and so we're able to get to them. So that plays into that as well.
All right, let's switch gears then and talk about a long. Last week we just called it a kind of a road game.
That's right.
This week is the real deal.
It is. We got to go all the way to Kingsville, Texas, and we get to fly, which gives some distractions for our guys. A lot of them have never flown before, but it'll be a good experience for them. And it's a long trip, and we'll get back on Sunday about midday. So it's going to be a haul, but it's good. We're going to play a very good opponent down there. So we got to get down there and be ready to play.
It's always fun with guys who've never flown on that first takeoff, isn't it?
It is, and we actually changed planes too, so it's going to be a couple takeoffs. So it'll be interesting. There'll be some white knuckles on some chairs.
Talk a little bit about Texas A&M Kingsville. From what I can gather, just looking at numbers, a fairly athletic bunch, but they do a lot of things that you don't see every week, right?
That's right, they do. They're a little unconventional on defense, and play a little different scheme, and then on offense move a lot of guys around, and same thing on special teams. So it gives some different challenges for us this week. They're a good team. They're a very athletic team. Their 2 losses are against an FCS team and probably a top 15, top 20 Texas A&M Commerce team, which they played both those opponents right down to the wire. So, they're a great team, brand new coaching staff in there, and they've done a great job. They've got those guys. You can tell on film how hard they play, and they've got them playing hard and believing, and it's going to be a big challenge for us.
So, in light of all the unconventional things they do, how important is it? And we very rarely talk about these guys, and we probably should, for our scout team guys this week to give a good picture.
Huge challenge for them, because they've got to learn some different things and then execute it at a level that gets us ready for game-like atmosphere. And that's what we try to get. We try to get as many live game-like snaps as we can, especially today on Tuesday and throughout the week. But those guys are key, and they're key every week, but especially, like you said, a week like this where a lot of things are unconventional. They're a very big key point.
So what do we do? What do you do against unconventional? Do you just continue to do what you do, or do you try to out unconventional and unconventional?
Well, we pare it down a little bit and get it where our guys know exactly what the schemes we're running are, and pick the schemes that work the best against what they're giving us, and go from there, and try to just really drill it into our guys to know what we're running, and by making there be less calls, we're able to practice them more during the week and actually get more reps at them. So that's what we've done this week.
Yeah, a lot of old-time successful coaches have always said we don't run more than a handful of plays, but we run them well.
That's right.
And so maybe that's the approach you take. And I know our kids are excited about heading down there. Traditionally not traditionally, but over the last, I don't know, handful of years, UWA's had a lot of good football teams, but not fared very well against Lone Star opponents. So,
that's right. It's a great conference, but that's just it's a new team and a new West Alabama, and we got to go to Texas and play a good opponent. And I think our guys are up for the challenge. Obviously, when you're dealing with 18 to 22-year-olds, it's it can be nerve-wracking at times. But I see our guys handling the trip well, handling the overall travel, and getting into what could be a hostile environment, and handling that well because we've shown that we'll play together and play as a team, and that's how you handle those type of things.
What last question? We talked about and we named some names of defenders. Offensively, who's playing well after 3?
Obviously Tyreek Hill's made a big play in every game, either on offense or special teams, and it's been huge for us. Tyler Rogers has been steady at B-back, and Rashad Lee missed this past week, but has played well for us. Both quarterbacks have done some things well, Trent and Dez, and inside of their package, and have executed things well at times. Trent threw a game-winning touchdown, obviously, for us this week, and Dez has been a spark for us with his legs. John Marks up front brings a good leadership to that group, and has done a great job communicating what's going on the field, on the sidelines, and helping us there, as well as all those guys up front. The 2 tackles and all those guys have been playing well. So we've got some guys that have been playing good on offense at each spot. It's just we got to all 11 play together and play well at the same time, which is what we've been missing at times.